So I went to go get blood work done today. That was an experience that I have not had in my life. I feel like a lot of people have had blood pulled, but I hate needles and I do not like getting my blood taken. I don't like blood or any of that stuff. This is like weird, maybe TMI, but had to get some blood work done for my psychiatrist because she said that it might be a good idea to see what's going on with some of those things. So I went to go get it done. First of all, I got there at the time that I was scheduled to get there, and they didn't bring me in there until like 30 minutes after I was scheduled to go in, which is like fine, but I also was like starting to overthink it. Like, oh man, I wonder if this is gonna like cost a lot of money, which blood work notoriously does cost a lot of money, obviously. So in America, I mean, if you're not American and you're listening to this, we have like insurance, and this is like not important at all, but like it's supposed to cover the costs of like medical things like blood work and stuff like that. But sometimes if it's not important to the insurance, or if it's not deemed important, then they won't cover it. So anyways, I was just like overthinking about maybe it being expensive, which is why I was like annoyed that I was sitting in the waiting room for like 30 minutes because I was getting nervous about having to pay a lot of money for it, but really it was probably just me overthinking. Anyways, they called me into the room right as I was like thinking about leaving. I was like, oh great, okay. Well, here we go. And I already don't like blood, that was my dog. And I already don't like blood giving or, needles and stuff like that, as I've just said. So they pulled me back there and they're like, asking me all these questions. And for some reason I got in the back room and they just had me like standing behind them. There was no place to sit, so I was just like standing watching her like type the stuff into the computer. And I don't know if I was supposed to be standing there, but I just like decided that I was gonna keep standing there. And so anyways, she told me to sit down in this next room that we went into and tied the thing around my wrist, and I was like looking away, and she pulled the blood, and I'm doing fine, but I'm starting to like hear the blood trickling into the little vials. I know this is like way TMI, but this is kind of just what I've been going through this week. So, or today, really, literally today. I'm starting to hear it, and like that's kind of like getting to me a little bit, and I'm like really trying not to focus on it. But then I start feeling like I'm gonna puke, and I'm like, oh crap. And I like let her know, I'm like, just so you know, I'm feeling pretty, like I feel like I'm gonna faint right now. And yeah, and then I just like went into my mind palace, just literally like, it felt like I passed out, but I could tell that I like was still kind of, at least somewhat, like looked like I wasn't passed out. Because I'm pretty sure I was just, I think my eyes were open, but I was like legit like it probably looked like I literally just like went limp for like what felt like at least a minute or something like that. And then I came to, and the lady was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just yeah." Like literally saying nothing. I don't even know what I said, but yeah, that was definitely not a pleasant experience. I was drenched in sweat, and so that was fun. I still feel very faint from that. That was literally just like 20 minutes ago. So yeah, that wasn't the best experience of my life, and I definitely don't want to have to ever do that again. I might have to do that at some point again in my life, but hopefully not soon, because that was not fun. But I went in to get blood work done because I've been just having a lot of weird stuff going on with me lately, and I've been sick like constantly, and like, I mean, the last time that we had a conversation, I was talking about how I've been sick for a while and I don't know why, and could have something to do with the medication that I've been on and yada yada yada. So bottom line is that we're just trying to figure out what's going on with me, because it's been difficult to get anything done with the way that I've been feeling. But I've been progressively getting a little bit better, and then maybe a little bit worse, and then trying to get a little bit better. And yeah, so it's been a bit of a journey. The last few weeks especially have been very testing, I suppose, in terms of my health, but doing all right. And another thing that happened this week is that I was supposed to be putting out a song this month, and I had hit all my deadlines for the people behind the scenes and stuff like that, and ultimately the track got pushed back because there was some technical difficulties with the mastering side of things. I just wasn't liking so I sent it to somebody to get it mastered, and I didn't like how it sounded, so we had to send it to another person. But then there wasn't really much communication about the first guy, and so some of the people behind the scenes just weren't getting back to me on the time, anyways, in the right timeline. But so I didn't, it's there's a lot of moving parts to releasing a song, obviously, especially now. It used to just be literally I would do it myself all the way through, but now there's a couple more people involved. So yeah, just a lot of moving parts, but we have an official date now, which is the 12th. I was kind of cagey about the date before because I literally didn't know if it was happening or not, and clearly at this point it has not happened. So unfortunate, but it's okay. I'm really excited to get this track out, and I think it probably deserves some time for me to really appreciate the fact that it's coming out or whatever. So yeah, that's where my life's been recently. Anyways, that's the end of the video. That's all I really gotta say. I mean, there's more that I have going on in my life, but I feel like those are the main things that I wanted to touch on. So maybe we'll get into the nitty gritty next time. All right, see ya.